Noise. We all know them. What he is now, he's gone through a lot of changes. I mean, look at him. This is not who he was earlier. January to Friday, I saw something would be cool just for like a month or two. His first ever drawing appearance right here in this one panel. Having his first appearance in his own little stain, which is very trashy. And finally getting his first view on a YouTube video. Probably his most viewed video that has his like most recent, or not recent, but oldest of his art. I'd say this one's my favorite because of how the way I drew him. With his expressions. This is me taking a turn on him. Very weird. This is the only video I've ever tried to voice act as him. Very cringy, but it worked out because my voice was pretty young back then. And getting scared by another character I made, or not technically made, but a showcase of some more things. His spherical, how he hates people not shutting his door, and him freaking out when someone's about to crash the car. Look at that. Among Us. And then some of his friends in this photo here. It's very blurry, but there you go, that's him. And playing maracas over there. Pretty funny, isn't that right? That face. It's better on camera. Him and another character freaking out from something. This is him and his sister having a weird thought. As you can see from there. You know, if you already watched the video, you would understand what this means. These are one of the re-uploads I did, which he was the star of. He plays as Simon. If you guys don't know Simon Brea, you probably wouldn't get the reference in the actual short. But yeah, he's hanging out with some other people over there. There's some background. That's him up there. Both himself and in his... yeah. Him telling me to go to sleep. As you can see right there. Did I delete his arms? They're very hard to see, but him trying to tell me to go to sleep. Him putting the packing on the glass. Him as his old self. It's a reference of how tall he would be on notebook paper size. He's usually 4 bars tall. And up here he's like 8 bars tall, I think. Let's see, let's count. Got... this is my mic right here. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Huh. Okay. And finally, here's something where they're all the noise are here. Yeah, we got Corey and Tori, who are based off real people. Emmett and Denise, there they are, trying to bust a spider. You guys remember this, right? Here's him a little nervous. Freaks. Yeah. His helmet also has a recorder. As you can see, he's got a camera right there. Yeah. Exclusive pick. That is all from this book. It's very useful. It's all from 2022. But the real thing about it is we're here to talk about the main Noi, which his name would be Emmett Newton. Emmett has 3 relatives to them. Those 3 relatives would be Denise, his twin sister, Corey, his younger brother, and the youngest sister, Flora. Tori Newton is also a relative to them, but her design looked way too much like my cat Snuggles of how I would draw her. So I kind of just removed her out of the whole series and like completely. Retcon. Out of all of them, their best friends are Mint, Samantha Pacey, Penn Fisher, and that's all of them. Although I would add Sophie, that's mostly another story, because I don't really know. But moving along, these 4 people have gone through many skits in my stories, although Corey is still pretty new because he barely got any time, and Flora, I'm pretty sure only has like 0 skits out of all of them. I can't remember. In fact, this is probably like the first time you guys ever seen her. But to get that out of the way, their new design is highly based on toads. You guys don't know what toads are. You should probably check out this one video called Toad Goes to Pizza Hut. Type that in, and sure it will come up. So, have you got enough time to go through that video? Well, anyways, let's go through each individual character. Emmett Noon is mostly just a toad, but like, I don't know, just pants, I don't know. Okay, so boys usually have more like a greenish hair, while sometimes girls usually have the like magenta or something. I don't know what this color type is, but I know it's not pink or purple. It could be anything, but Corey is similar to Emmett, although his color-wise are inverted. Also, I took less time to finish him, so his vest is a little wonky. But that won't stop me from using him. Denise, I don't think they'll be in any video anytime soon. Even Flora. I want to do like some sort of funny therapy though with this one. Although, now that I've introduced them, it's time to get out of the way and let's get to the real thing. So the reason I pulled these out is because the main theme of this episode of Newton, Pacey, and Fisher is that I'm going to be reading like an old story that is highly outdated. It is not canon, but I still have it in my storage. The book is called The Noon Reunion, written and illustrated by me. It's a book I made back in 7th grade, and it is terrible. I didn't have enough time to make a story, but I was highly inspired on whatever was recently came to me, so yeah, it's very weird. Although, if you just want to listen to the story and not look at any of the photos, that's okay. But you really don't have to. I mean, this is kind of embarrassing just to do, isn't that all? You're still here. Okay. Let's begin. By the way, multiple people are in this story, and they're kind of like, there is no narrator. Although, it's very interesting. Anyways, let's begin, shall we? I am a news reporter. I document whatever happens in the world, such as wars and laws, as well as anything crazy where we live. Our country is a place for freedom, where we could move away from troubles. But throughout those years, the law has gone through overcome the freedom, and we can no longer go through the Constitution. Today, something happened in Topeka, Kansas. It was crazy, and it was one example of the law overcoming itself. We can let it do this, otherwise it can get people hurt. Especially them. Model code names Module 42 and Direct Message 24. Just from reading that, it made completely no sense, but we're gonna have to keep going on. That was Canada, Kansas, of June 2032. Yeah, exactly. Topeka, Kansas, 2017. Quote, Professor Wilbert Newton, or something like that. All they really did was initial it. I didn't really come with a name, but it was something like Wilbert, I don't know. It began 19, I was gonna say a year. It began 15 years ago, when we were just modifying units for fun. But when I pulled out that one egg-shaped toy, you know what I mean, This pink ice cream thing. You were stupid. I don't know why my brother made me buy you. We went all mom. So we got to create little creatures that we could take care of. After all, we had never had any children before. But when we were looking, one of the babies escaped us without us knowing, leaving our lost forever. I wonder who that can be. Although if you're not really listening, I'm not gonna spoil anything at all until we actually get to it. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah. We were depressed and downhearted, although we wouldn't be good enough for the other one. We thought so. But I knew not to give up on ourselves, so I finished the other unit without her. And after 3 hours of hard work, I finally got something now working because the first thing I saw it said was Papa. So I assumed that what he'd call me as a father. Professor W. Newton. Yeah. I was trying to go for like a lifetime story or something like that. I don't know. Let's go to the next page. The saved one. The next morning, I woke up with my note on my head. It was from my husband, now making me realize that he isn't next to me. It told me to come downstairs to the basement where we're working on our units. And to my surprise, he finished it. Together, we made his model name Module 42. He was walking and enjoying his new life. Although he only knew a few words, he could speak small sentences. Then we thought we could test him to see what he can do. First was homeschool, then meals, and eventually surviving the outside world. After everything was positive that he could do, we set off with him to be in the big world to explore the finer things in life. After all in all, we'd finally decided to sign him up to school. But we needed to change something, so he wouldn't go so hostile. When you press that button on the back of your head, the helmet will emerge onto you. Only do this whenever you're in trouble, and that doesn't mean you can't use it anyone at school, the professor said. And now, he was ready for his very first day. Dr. S. Newton. Keep in mind that was hard to do because it was a lady I was trying to voice. Yeah, I can't do that. So, there you go. Next paragraph, the school era. It was just a normal day at school back then. Everyone was just walking around, talking to their friends about whatever students talk about these days. The teachers are getting ready for the day, and what? Excuse my brother. Stupid. Everything seemed just fine. That is, until he showed up. Nobody knew who he was, but we knew he was here. He was new here, which is a huge incident for everyone else. Students froze and began to whisper into each other's ears. He was a little nervous at first, but when we got to know the school, he cooperated pretty well. Now, what's your name, young man? A teacher asks. At first, he didn't respond, but after a while, he answered, Emmett. He didn't have such a good day at first, but he at least got through it. Now, this wasn't the first time a new kid came to the school this year. 2 months earlier, we had a new student named Mira. Yeah, that's right. That was probably a bad name choice, but I wasn't really thinking back then. I had to find something that started with M, that also had I next to it. While I was making the story, I was thinking both Denise and Mint were gonna be the same character. At least that's what I'm thinking right now. Although, that doesn't work when they're trying to have a thing. Although, I eventually just stuck with Denise, and she became her own character. And this is still herself. She was pretty Arnie for a few weeks. Even though they were a lot in common, they immediately became friends. Although, something even weirder, they kind of looked like each other. So I guess they were... I don't know. Although the next few weeks came by and they seemed to be insanely close to each other. Eisenhower Middle School Administrative Staff. Sometimes I thought about those two. They were small and simple. Sometimes they got in my way when I'm trying to get to class. They always stuck together, no matter where they were. Turns out that the secretary arranged Emmett's class hours, which ended up putting them all in Mira's hours. This annoyed me because I was in most of their classes and could never focus on my own work. They would always distract me. Like, it was... I don't know. As soon as I get something done, they always end up doing something stupid and ruining it. One day, I was just doing my own thing when they bumped me into me while I'm holding a cup of Sunny D in my hand. And then I just had enough of them this year. As I went for a punch, he had dodged immediately in fright. Then the two of them just stood there, trying to reach something in the back of their heads. Then these two egg-shaped helmets just popped onto them. Then Emmett returns the attack with a kick in the chest. Next thing you know, I'm on the nurse's bed, watching the entire office report in the other room. They were sent home early for out-of-school suspension. OSS for short. After that incident, I always kept my temper together so I wouldn't get into this accident again. Excuse me if I got out of character. I knew he sounded chubby back then, but I kinda had to pause, and then he kinda accidentally changed. Excuse me for that. I'm not really good at narrating audiobooks or this. The telephone was ringing. When I picked it up, it was the principal of the middle school. She told me about the incident this morning, and that Emmett and his friend Mira were going to be sent home. Unfortunately, Mira's parents were never recorded on her student files, so they couldn't call hers, which led to them both being dropped in my house. To have been punished Module 42 for the first time, emotional, but it was worth it in order to teach him a lesson. And for Mira, I had to explain what happened throughout the years. Trying to ask about how the missing unit, she was surprised. Pulled out her helmet. Papa? She asked. I was shocked. Okay, before I continue, I'm gonna have to do something real quick because the text for this photo right here is on the other side of the page. So I'm gonna have to figure something out. Let's see here. I guess that's best I can do. Okay. I'm gonna have to that's better. Okay. After this so many years, we finally found her. Module 42's twin sister, direct message 24. I put the two of them together in their room, where they could finally reunite with each other. While they were talking with them, I discussed with my wife that they should do what she should do in this situation. She didn't know she didn't know what to do. She was just excited that direct message 24 had returned. Since we couldn't decide what we could do, I went with supervision. They couldn't do anything themselves unless they seen one of us, Professor Newton. I'm sorry if you couldn't hear me that good, but there you go. I really need to stop using this mic up close. I mean, I need to start using my normal mic. But there you have it. There was a knock on the door. I opened it with joy, thinking it was the mailman. Hello, welcome, fellow neighbors. Is there anything I could... Fortunately, to my surprise, it was an army of soldiers. Pentagon, miss. We were called here to investigate the neighborhood due to suspicious activity in your location. I'm sorry, but I think there's been a misunderstanding. I'll be right back. With that, I knew we were in trouble as soon as I shut the door. Hide them quickly. I can't hold them forever. It wasn't long before they broke in. Took our creations quickly. I can't hold it. They took them, and eventually they found the kids, especially from the backyard. Nothing could stop them from taking them away. Apparently they were hostile and attacking the school and revealing their real identities. They were to be shut down in order to keep the country safe. Dr. Newton. I was supposed to show this, though, but, that was the last time they were ever seen. The whole story leads up to here. They were good kids, he said. I wish he didn't have to say goodbye then. Just then the general came up to us and said, they're fine. But in order of law, they must be taken down. But I know what we can do, replied the professor. So here's the plan. First then, after that I think we can do that, replied the general. Then it's a deal then. Agreed. And that leads to today with the best-selling thing in Topeka. In honor of Module 42 and Direct Message 24, you don't always see them because they're rare outside Topeka. Maybe that's just one day you'll run into one. Maybe you'll be looking up to find one. Maybe they'll be just around the corner. There's the story. Pretty cringy, but at least we got through it. I hope if you ever laughed and went between the things, probably because of me, but it's thing. But thank you for reading with me or listening, I guess, and while looking at the photos. But yeah, I have a cramp. Yeah, that's the story. This is an old illustration. Yeah, they're... yeah. But yeah, these two characters have gone through a lot of development. I mean, look at them now. I'm actually happy with these because they actually fit me good, I guess. I don't know. That didn't come out right. But I actually like these designs, and I feel like I might as well keep them because they're no longer themselves. They're no longer that. But they're something that I'm actually okay with and actually comfortable. But yeah, there you have it. That's your first... What is going on? Why is my camera doing this? Excuse my camera. But yeah, thank you for watching the first episode of Newton, Pacey, and Fisher. I'll be going on to another... I'll probably make another episode soon, but who knows. Anyways, thank you for watching. Tune you in next time. Also, check out Emmett's other YouTube channel. I know he doesn't have any videos and all, but it'd be awesome if you guys subscribed. The best way to find him would be with his handle, because that's the best way you can find him. Okay, you start with the @ symbol. Then you go capital MD-42 _ capital N3 lowercase w 10 in lowercase n. If you go check him out, you'll find the other channel. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.